Oh, hi gals, I'm Karen, and this is my sister-in-law Stephanie. We are lakeside here tonight at Martha Lake, and you know what? I'm starting a new series called Women Who Inspire, and I'm starting with Stephanie because she came to me a couple weeks ago and said, Karen, I have something to share with you, and something that happened at one of our events. So gals, you just never know what's going to happen at a Fave Lifestyles event, and you know, we've got one coming up here in, oh, hi Janine, how's it going? And we're going to be filming at, let's see where we're going to be, Woodhouse Wine Estates on August 24th. And this event, or this experience, happened at one of our last events.
It did,
Yes.
Yep.
So you just never know who you're going to meet at one of our events. And Stephanie, just tell us a little bit about what you told me.
Okay. Well, first, shout out to Shannon Fields of Helping Hands
Yeah.
Ministry, because truly, I guess I could say that this was a thought that happened, that started forming in my mind some time ago. And right before the event that I met Shannon at your event, I can't remember where we were at that event, which winery we were at, because I've been at all of them, but
I think we were at Woodhouse.
I think we were too. When you said that, I was like, is this the same?
Yeah.
So you need to come to the one at Woodhouse, because that's where everything happens.
Yes, don't miss out. Yeah.
Apparently it is. So I had started praying about going to Peru to open Mary Kay Peru. So Mary Kay is opening up a subsidiary. I want to say it's like the 39th country that Mary Kay has opened. And I've always thought it would be really neat to be able to do that, but I wasn't at a season of life, really. My kids were too young, and it just wasn't the right timing when other countries opened. But I had some connections with Peru that go way back, but
and I remember you telling me, she was telling me, even this was before the event.
Long before.
Yeah, that I think I would like to maybe go to Peru. And I'm like, oh, wow, wouldn't that be cool?
Mary Kay's opening Peru. I think I'd like to go. And so the first thing I did was I started praying about it. And I just said, all right, Lord, if this is something you think I should do, is this a wise choice? Is it, business-wise? Is it wise for my family? Is it something that you would think, give me your stamp of approval, basically. And so, lo and behold, a couple things happened before I connected at Karen's event, but I went to Karen's event, and I'm just sitting there, I'm talking to a bunch of people that I know, sitting there having a wonderful glass of wine, and all of a sudden behind me I hear somebody say, at the table behind me, somebody say something about Peru. And I flipped around and I said, are you going to Peru? Are you know people in Peru? And it was Shannon Fields.
Yes, and if you remember, Shannon was one of our nonprofit features at that event.
Yes.
Yes. So we were highlighting, and she had just gotten back from Peru, because Peru had had major mudslides at that time, and so we were trying to highlight that in her work that she was doing.
And their ministry does amazing work there. Their ministry has been there for decades. It's her husband's family that I'm now learning more about this after this connection, and so neat to be able to connect with somebody that is like-minded, and that has your values that are connected. So she said, yes, I am. In fact, I'm going to be sharing. She was really kind of the next one up at your event. And I said, wow, that's so amazing. So I listened to Shannon, and then and was so inspired by what she shared about her ministry in Peru. And so I waited for her. I gave her my card. I said, hey, I'd love to just connect with you. Yeah. I just,
excellent.
I don't know what's going to happen in Peru. I don't know if I'm even going yet, right?
Right.
So I met with Shannon and had coffee with Shannon, and we just, when you just connect with somebody and it's a divine connection.
Yes.
This is not a connection I could have made.
Yes, and there was a lot of connections that night. It was a very special evening.
And I train a lot. I train business people a lot, and I have for a few decades. And one of the things I say all the time is never underestimate the power of one contact.
Right.
'Cause it's like a door that opens you up into a sea of contacts.
Yes, and the thing too, so gals, if you haven't been to one of our events, it's not a networking event. We're there having a good time. Yeah, we have a couple speakers, we have a glass of wine, we socialize, but things like this just happen naturally and authentically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
So I connected with Shannon. Shannon connected me with a woman named Mariella. She says it more, she rolls her thing, her R's, Mariella, and on Facebook, and just started talking to Mariella, and within 10 minutes, we had such a connection. It's something that she had been praying about, that she had just started praying about 2 weeks prior, that she said, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to connect with you in business. I've been looking for something that aligns with my values, and you know, that again, that stamp of approval. And so Mariella and I now have been talking, many video chats, many trainings, and I leave in 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
To go to Peru with just the one contact through Shannon, and there's more. It's too long of a story.
No, you had to tell some more of it because Steph, you went on this, so you meet Shannon, you put this together, you're going to Peru for a month. These women down there have been looking, and I think the missions has been looking for a business, and Mary Kay happens to be opening up. She happens to be a Mary Kay.
Yeah, sales director.
Sales director, thank you.
Yes.
And so these women are just hungry for business and for something to pour their time into, and they
very entrepreneurial minded.
Yeah.
So Mariella said, one of the things Mariella said to me that kind of ties into this same, you never underestimate the power of one contact, is within one of the first conversations I had with Mariella on a video chat, and she speaks English, very wise woman, very educated, and she said to me, you know, I talked to my pastor's wife, and do you know that they have been praying, that they had just started praying for something that they could connect with the women in their community, and they didn't use the word outreach, but like an outreach, a way to be able to connect with the women and offer them something more that would give them an opportunity not only to connect, but also an opportunity for business that, again, aligns with their values. And that's so important.
Wow.
So, you know, one prayer that I threw out some months ago, probably years ago, and then just forgot about, you know how that happens sometimes, and then kind of visited it, and then connected with Shannon, found out that other people were praying, and that's just what happens, is that all of those prayers get connected. And you know, God's a multitasker. He's the ultimate. He weaves that thread throughout all of our tapestries and creates this beautiful picture. And here, you know, I haven't gone yet, so I'm just expecting wonderful things, of course.
And whether you're a woman of faith or not, Fave is for everyone. But I think we in our community really have women who empower each other, that support each other, that it's like, oh, if you know somebody, you know, I can connect you with them. Oh, I know someone. And then you put it out on Facebook and you connected with somebody else. Yeah,
in fact, she's here having dinner. a friend of my sister's who's become a friend of mine, and she connected me with Claudia. Claudia, if you're watching, thank you. Claudia has, I want to say, 6 or 7 sisters in Lima, and now I have a new friend named Lola, who is a school friend of Claudia's through this kind of connection. So don't be afraid to throw it out there.
Yes, and it's because you were speaking it. You were talking about all this, and how exciting is that? And then who was the gal that you met that was married to the president or something?
Oh, one of my consultants. So again, throw it out there. One of my consultants just
Shannon.
messaged me.
Hey,
Hi, Shannon.
Shannon, we've been talking about you about
fault.
Steph going to Peru.
Yeah, one of my consultants said, "Oh, you're going to Peru? I was roommates in college with a woman that married the president of Peru."
Yeah.
You know, that happens every day.
Well, how exciting. And I'm so glad that you shared the story with us, because, you know, I'm running around at these events and we're doing interviews and I'm trying to host, and to see that these things are happening. And I've heard of other gals too that have connected and started doing business or become friends, and just created this really great community of women.
It's really important. And Karen and I were talking before we hopped on here, and one of the things I think that is so important for us as women is to just be authentic. You know, if you're authentic with your passion, and if you're authentic with whatever it is, and some people are going to get it, and some people aren't.
Right.
And early in my career, 27 years ago, I used to have this little sign on my phone, you know, when phones had to be plugged in, and it was taped on my phone, and it said, "What you think of me is none of my business." And it's not a snotty thing to say. I mean, you could say it's snotty, but that's not the purpose of it. It's not the intention of it. The intention is, this is my vision. This is a vision that is a divine intervention, divine vision given to me to then go forth with. And some people are going to get it and some people aren't, but you can't allow somebody that doesn't get it or doesn't align with your values or doesn't align with your vision to knock you off course. You have to be authentic.
Thank you for saying that. I need to hear that too.
Yes, we all do.
As we're building these businesses, and we're not sure, like with my Fave Lifestyles, I'm not sure which direction it's going to go. I have this huge vision, and Stephanie has just been a woman of inspiration to me. And just thanks. Yeah, I just really appreciate all the encouragement. And I've had such an incredible week with some women that we're going to be interviewing coming up here too.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We got some great things coming, and I really look forward to seeing all of you August 24th at Woodhouse Wine Estates for our next event for our Ladies' Night Out. I hope you can all join us.
I hope I can.
Yes. All right,
A
gals.
couple days later, so I'll see if I can come have a glass of wine with you all before I head out.
Yeah, it's great visiting with all of you. We'll see you next time at Fave Lifestyles. Bye, gals.